Alrighty folks, welcome to episode 9 of the Fall Foliage Expedition. This month-long journey across Pennsylvania keeps rolling as I chase peak color from remote ridges of the PA wilds all the way down to the Maryland border, hitting everything in between. And for this leg of the trip, I've been using Cowan's Gap State Park as my base camp, heading out solo to explore some of the most scenic and off-the-beaten-path trails within the state. Last week, if you missed it, I teamed up with the Wandering Woodsman for a stretch of the Appalachian Trail, but today I'm hiking alone into some seriously rugged terrain. I'll be heading deep into the mountains to tackle a 4-mile out and back section of the Standing Stone Trail, an 80-mile route that winds across steep ridges, through forests, and past some of the most jaw-dropping overlooks in the entire state. And in today's episode, we're heading to one of the best, an area known as the Throne Room. But getting there, that's an adventure all on its own. Before I even hit the trail, I had to take on nearly 8 miles of gnarly dirt roads, climbing straight up a mountainside, dodging rocks, branches, and ruts the whole way. The road was remote, rough, and it sets the tone for what's ahead. Once on the trail, it's just me, the boulder fields, and a sea of fall color stretching as far as the eye can see. Pennsylvania in October is pure magic. Fiery reds, golden yellows, and endless ridge lines that make it one of the best states in the entire country for fall foliage. So, what are we waiting for? As always, enough talking, let's get to hiking. We have made it to the sketchy section of the road. I'm surrounded by boulder fields on both sides of the truck. A little stream is trickling on down the hillside as well. But yeah, not the worst road that I've ever been on, but still a fun experience first thing in the morning. So we're gonna be on this for 3.5 miles, and as you can see, it's gonna take me nearly half an hour to go those 3.5 miles. But yeah, by the end of this, we should be on the top of one of the ridge lines here in south central Pennsylvania, right along the Standing Stone Trail. Check that out. That's not creepy at all. But yeah, so far so good. As we start to climb up the hill here, we'll see how it goes. If it gets too sketchy, we'll just pull over to the side and do a little extra hiking, that's all. So a little trail update, a little drive update, I guess I should say. Alrighty folks, well that was quite the drive, huh? As Ryan said, that was adventure in itself, just making it to the trailhead here. But as you can see, we're already getting some spectacular views. It's a little bit windy, it's a little colder up here, it's in the 40s, but as you can see, we just missed the sunrise by about a half an hour. An old fire tower behind me, I believe, was built in 1927. As some clouds go zooming on by, I'm not really sure which way I gotta go. I got to get my bearings straight. It has been on the top of my bucket list, but I wanted to wait until that perfect timing, peak fall foliage, and that time is now. The leaves are just brilliant right now, spectacular, vibrant, oranges, reds, yellows. So we're going to be heading to quite a few vistas today, including the Throne Room, Butler Knob, and a few others. So yeah, I'm excited. I feel like a little kid on Christmas. I'm gonna get the bag on and we are gonna go hike some of the Standing Stone Trail. If you remember from about 1.5 years ago, we hiked the Standing Stone Trail outside of Greenwood Furnace, and it didn't really go exactly as planned. It was one of the rougher hikes I've ever done. So fingers crossed we won't have any bad experiences today. But yeah, let's get the bag on and go check out the Throne Room. Presumably one of the best vistas, overlooks in the entire Commonwealth. So yeah, like I said, I'm excited. Let's get it. Let's do this. So I do want to say this. This is one of the most remote areas of Pennsylvania I felt like I've ever been in. Did not see another vehicle on my way up that pretty nasty dirt road. But long story short, we're gonna head on down to this ridge line here. Our first view is supposedly one of the best, Butler Knob. Alrighty, well that was quick. Literally just a stone's throw away from where we just parked by the fire tower. In fact, you could probably see the fire tower behind me. We have made it here to our first stop of the day, none other than Butler Knob. I won't leave you in suspense. Let me show you this just spectacular viewpoint here. Wow, all these lichen covered boulders, mountains off in the distance. This is simply incredible. Wow. Can't imagine being up here for sunrise. It would have been a perfect morning. Definitely reminiscent of the Smoky Mountains, how you can just see layer after layer off in the distance. Fall foliage in its prime right now. That mountain in front of us almost looks like a volcano caldera. Like, look how the sun is just hitting off of those mountains off in the distance. Incredible. We are just here in a big old boulder field. I'm definitely gonna hang out here for a little while. Wow, guys, this is Pennsylvania. A lot of people just don't get it. I know I said a couple episodes ago, you know, I just was out in Colorado, Utah, hiking mountains out there, but it's hard to beat this. It really is. Feeling very fortunate. It was definitely worth the 5-mile trek up that pretty nasty road. But yeah, Butler Knob. Well, unfortunately, we have a big day ahead of us, so we're going to have to get moving along here. But one last view of the beautiful Butler Knob vista. Peak fall foliage, a sunrise, a boulder field, birds are singing. Does it get any better than this? We hit this trail at the perfect time. Wow. The further you get down in the boulder field, the views just keep getting more incredible as well. So we're going to link up with the Standing Stone Trail and continue on down. I'm not sure if we're heading south or north, to be totally honest. I think we're heading north, but I could totally be wrong. So like I said, we're gonna be visiting at least 3 separate vistas and overlooks today. I'm not sure if the throne room is the next one or not, but yeah, it's gonna be hard to top this. So let's hit the trail. What do you say? Yeah, just imagine those views from the top of that fire tower. Unfortunately, it said it was closed due to vandalism. So if you're curious where I am now, we're actually hiking down the road that we drove up about an hour ago. Go check out Butler Knob if you come up here, and then you kind of have to hike back towards the parking area, past the fire tower, and down the road to link up with the next section of the Standing Stone Trail. And speaking of the Standing Stone Trail, nice little segue there. If you're curious about it, it is 84 miles long, starts down in Cowan's Gap, and meanders its way along a ridge line all the way up towards like Greenwood Furnace State Park, where we did our last section. So it is definitely one of the more technical, challenging trails within the entire Commonwealth, but its views are like none other compared to any other of the long linear trails located here in the state. I would love to do it one day, but it is a challenge. So yeah, we're going to continue along, I forget what this is, Jack's Fire Tower Road, I believe, and link up with our next segment of the Standing Stone Trail. So let's get it. Well, we're going to say goodbye to the road and join up with the trail once again. As you can see, we're going to hike on through a nice little mountain laurel thicket here. And if you have noticed, I do have my bear spray on me today. Whenever I'm out in remote areas in the middle of nowhere, I tend to grab that. But I'd say 90% of the time, I'll just leave it back at camper in the truck. If you're curious about the swath of land we are exploring today, we are here in Rock State Forest, like I said, in south central Pennsylvania. A beautiful area as we traverse along this ridge line. But yeah, I just wanted to show you this nice little mountain laurel tunnel that we're hiking through as the wind howls above me here. Another thing I noticed is up along the ridge line, a lot of these trees seem to have lost their leaves already. But once you get to those vistas and overlooks looking down into the valley down below, the colors are just amazing, very vibrant. So like I said, feeling very fortunate today. I think we hit this at the perfect weekend. So let's continue on down the trail. Well, as you can see, the trail has become a little uneventful after leaving Butler Knob. We are continuing our journey following along this ridgeline as the wind continues to whip above my head. The trail has become a little rocky, a little overgrown. Seen quite a few birch saplings, mountain laurel, even a few buck rubs along the way. But if you're curious about maybe doing this trail yourself, I pulled out the All Trails app. It is a little under 4 miles out and back, so not too crazy, and the trail really hasn't been that bad. But in just a few moments, we are going to be arriving at our first, or I guess it would be second vista of the day, the Hall of the Mountain King. So that's going to be coming up. Then we're going to head on to the throne room and the King's Chambers. So yeah, a lot of bang for your buck here along the Standing Stone Trail. So enough talking, let's get to hiking. Alrighty folks, well hopefully you can hear me. The wind is still gusting here along the ridge line, but we have finally meandered our way out of the forest, and here is your first initial view as we continue along the beautiful standing stone trail. So off to the left here, you can see this massive boulder field. We're going to be traversing that and gaining a little bit of elevation, getting more views, vistas, overlooks along the way. So let's continue on down the trail. I am, like I said, feel like a little kid on Christmas morning right now. This is just gorgeous. Peak fall foliage, beautiful weather, surrounded by these awesome paper birch. Look at this, one of my favorite trees. So yeah, we're gonna head on down the boulder field and see what we can see. Let's get it. Wow guys, this is just something else. Views everywhere you look. I don't think I've ever traversed a boulder field quite like this in my life. It really reminds me of Shenandoah National Park down in Virginia. Hopefully you folks can all hear me out there. It is windy, it is cold, but man, it is worth it. As you can see, fall foliage, just brilliant looking down in the valley there, looking west. That is Tussey Mountain or Tussey Mountain, way off in the distance there, that runs north to south. And then behind me, another look at Tuscarora Mountain out towards Cowan's Gap. But yeah, this is something else, guys. I think this tops Butler Knob, honestly. I was a little bit worried that we weren't going to see anything better than that. But wow, that is all I got for you. I'm going to hang out here, eat a little lunch, and just take this all in, because this is brilliant. This might be the best hike in Pennsylvania. You guys got to come out here. And this is just one small taste of the Standing Stone Trail. Imagine what else you'd see along that 84-mile long stretch, hiking along this this ridge. But yeah, I'll leave you with a nice little 360 pano along this exposed rocky mountain ridge here at Hall of the Mountain King. As you can probably hear behind me, the wind is getting nastier and nastier as this day progresses. So we're going to say goodbye to the awesome Hall of the Mountain King and continue our trek up through this boulder field. It even looks like a storm's trying to develop right now, which that would be pretty bad for me. We are in a very exposed section of this standing stone trail right now. So yeah, nasty out here. You can probably see all my gear blowing around. I even attempted to fly the drone. It made it, so kudos to DJI, because I didn't think it was going to make it back. Well, just a stone's throw away from the Hall of the Mountain King, we have arrived at our next destination. This area is simply known as the King's Chamber. And wow, these views, I think, are getting better and better the further we get into the trail here. Wow, we are pretty much just perched upon a cliff right here with a nice little drop off below. But wow. But yeah, we still have to make it up to the throne room. All right, unfortunately, we got to get up and moving. No wind here though. Alrighty folks, and here goes nothing. Our last stop for the day, our last vista overlook for the day. We have arrived here at the throne room. And just in front of me there, tell me that doesn't look like a throne. I might have to go take a seat on that, because today I am the king of this mountain. I've not seen another person up here, but wow. I did not think we could top the last vista. That seems to be the motto of the day. But this might take the cake. Look at this. All the reds, oranges, yellows. There's a lake down there with another boulder field. Holy smokes. Absolutely treacherous hike. One wrong step could put you in a world of hurt. And the added leaf layer does not make it any easier. But I can't imagine coming up here in say July. This is probably swarming with rattlesnakes. But yeah, you folks probably don't want to look at me. Look at these views. We're pretty much at a little jut out of the mountain ridge here. And yeah, just incredible. Wow. Pretty much speechless right now. Not a bad seat to have. The throne room delivered, and then some. These views are just outrageous. I took a nice little seat upon the throne. Like I said, I am the king of the mountain today. Incredible. So if you're wondering about the Standing Stone Trail, it continues on down. This little knob in front of me, I believe, is called Silver Mine Knob, and then the larger hill off in the distance is Chestnut Flat, where the Standing Stone Trail will wrap its way around and gain a little bit more elevation. But yeah, what a day, guys. This has to be one of my favorite trails in Pennsylvania, easily. Just come out here and do it. There are a few other routes that you can take. You can park over there and head the opposite direction. It's going to add a little bit more mileage, but I'm sure you'll see some amazing views. But yeah, all good things must come to an end. So we're going to wrap up things here from the beautiful Standing Stone Trail, the throne room What a day. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did coming out here and exploring this beautiful area. Like I said, next week we're going to be hiking a bit of the Tuscarora Trail. So over the weekend we conquered the AT, we conquered the Standing Stone Trail, and hopefully tomorrow we'll have a incredible adventure along this mountain ridge off in the distance. So I will see you then. I'm going to start my treacherous hike on back to the truck, and then treacherous drive on down the mountain. But yeah, what a day. I can't stop smiling. Look at these views. Get out in nature, guys. Enjoy it. Get off that couch and come check out views like this. Signing out, Maxim Outdoors. I will see you next week.